Okay, welcome back to my class. Today we'll discuss a new topic, that is propensity to save. Propensity to save is also known as saving function. Saving, all of you are knowing, the part of income which are not used for consumption are saved. Saving is also the desire of the household to keep a part of their disposable income. So saving, let us see what is saving. Saving, we can say saving is the function of income. Saving is the function of income. This shows, let us see, S stand for saving, Y stand for income, and F means function. Function establishes the relation. So what happened? Let us see, if income will increase, saving will also increase. If income will decrease, saving will also decrease. It means there is a direct relation between income and saving, or we can say a direct relation between saving and income. Saving also we can write, let us see, saving is equal to income minus consumption. It means, let us see, consumption, if we deduct the value of consumption expenditure from the total income, we'll get the saving. Saving, we can derive one linear equation of saving, is y minus c intercept plus by. C, you are knowing, the C is equal to C intercept plus by. This is the consumption equation, consumption function equation, C intercept plus by. Let us see, this we can derive y minus C intercept minus by. We can write minus C intercept, and here y minus by we can write, and here minus C intercept plus 1 minus b, and this is y. So this is the saving. Here, let us see, S stand for saving. Here, this is minus, this C intercept is autonomous consumption, and autonomous consumption represents the saving. This savings. This saving is negative saving. This we call slope. Slope of the saving curve, and this is the disposable income. Disposable income means income after the payment of taxes. So I think this equation is clear to all of you. Let us see this. We are knowing when income will increase, saving will also increase. But what happens? Let us see. When income increases, consumption also increases, saving also increases. But if you'll see the proportionate increase in consumption and proportionate increase in saving, we'll find the difference. The proportionate increase in consumption will decrease after a certain point, but the proportionate increase in the saving will go on rising when the level of income will increase. Let us see this different aspect of the saving. I think this equation is clear to all of you. So next one is the aspects or the types of the propensity to save. So propensity to save having two aspects or types also. Types of the propensity to save. Two aspects are given. One is average propensity to save. This is denoted as APS. Let us see what is APS. APS is defined as APS is the ratio of total saving to the total income. Total saving divided by total income. Ratio of total saving and total income. When income will increase, this ratio will go on increasing. So let us see how can we define this. Let us see here. This is consumption line, you are knowing. This is C intercept by. This is saving minus C intercept plus 1 minus b y we have seen. So C intercept minus 1 minus b, this we have seen. This is minus by. Here let us see what happened. Y is equal to consumption. It means here there is no saving. Saving is equal to 0. So before this point, what happened? This is called negative saving. So this is negative saving and this area is the positive saving. Question arises how to calculate APS. APS is equal to, let us see, this saving, this distance from this area to this area. If you take this area is S and this area is Y. This is Y. So this area divided by this area is known as APS, average propensity to save. Average propensity to save will go on rising. Let us see, this will go on rising. When income will increase, this ratio will go on rising. So if average propensity to save will increase when the level of income will increase. So APS means average propensity to save will increase when the level of income will increase. Number 2 is marginal propensity to save. Marginal propensity to save, let us see, marginal propensity to save is defined as the ratio of change in the saving as a result of change in income. It means marginal propensity to save is equal to change in saving divided by change in income. Let us take this. If suppose we can check this equation, you are knowing this is the saving, this is C, this is AS. Here we can take consumption, saving, average, aggregate supply, this is income. So what is marginal? Here let us see, this is suppose Y0 and what happened? This is Y1. So here let us see this. What is marginal propensity to save? This is also called slope. This is the slope of the saving line. Slope of the saving line. How to calculate the slope? Here this changes. This is change in saving. This is consumption. We can draw one line here. Let us draw one line. This will be consumption. Let us draw one line from this. So we can draw one line over here. So this is 0. This is saving line. This saving. You are knowing this is saving. So here if we take this and this will give us marginal propensity to consume. This is change in consumption, change in income. But here let us see, this is saving line. This is S minus C intercept plus 1 minus B Y. 1 minus BY, we can take it. So here, let us take this line. This is saving line. We can write, let me write S only. This is saving. So what happened? This area and this area. So what happened? Let us see. This change in income and change in saving. So change in saving. Suppose here change in saving. This is change in income. So change in saving, change in income, we call it marginal propensity to save. So we can take one schedule and we can explain the concept in detail. Let us take one schedule. Let us take one schedule. We can take one schedule. This is the propensity to save schedule. First column we can take income, Y. Then we can take consumption, C. This we can take saving is equal to income minus consumption, APC, saving divided by income. We can take here MPES, change in saving divided by change in income. Let us take the income 0, 100, 200, 300, is 400, 500 income we have taken. Let us take the saving consumption 50. then consumption is 50, here consumption is 100, this is 150, let us take 150, this is 200, 250, 300. Let us see how much will be saving. Saving is equal to income minus consumption, 0 minus 50 minus 50. Here it is 0, here it is plus 50, here it is 100, here it is 150, here it is 200. So this negative saving means this saving. Let us find out this APS. APS is here, it will be undefined, it is infinity. Here let us see 0 divided by 100, it will be 0. Here 50 divided by 200, 50 divided by 200, let us see, it will be 1 upon 4. 1 upon 4 means 0.25. So it will be 0.25. If you go on increasing this saving, then certainly what will happen? So the APS will go on decline, increasing. So 0.33, then 0.375, this is 0.40. If you calculate, then you will find the value like this. So what we have seen, AP, this is the APS, average propensity to save. APS goes on increasing. When the income increases, then what we have seen, average propensity to save, it goes on increasing. So let us find out, this is the marginal propensity to save. Marginal propensity to save formula I have already given you. Marginal, this is change in saving divided by change in income. It means increasing saving divided by increasing income. So for here, let us see for this unit. If you see here, how much is the change in saving? Change in saving is 50. Change in saving is 50. Change in income is how much? 100. So this will be, this is 1 upon 2. 1 upon 2 means 0.5. 0.5 means, let us see, 50% money will go for saving. So here 0.5. 0.5. Here let us see also, if you see, here also 50, here also 50. 50 as 50, here 100. So 50 divided by 100, again it will be 0.5. Here let us see, if you see the change, here also 50, here 100, it is also 5. So 0.50, if you can find out, this shows that 50% of the money goes for saving. So 50% of the increase of the income of the individual or economy goes for saving. It means 50% goes for saving. It means 50% goes for consumption. One relation, let us see here, APC and APS. One relation you have to remember always, this is always equal to 1. So APS can be calculated 1 minus APC, or let us say APC can be calculated 1 minus APS. Another, let us see, important relation is also there. This MPC plus MPS is also equal to 1. And let us see, we have seen MPS is equal to 1 minus MPC. So this is 1 minus B also. So MPS, so we have written one equation, minus C intercept 1 minus BY. This is the linear equation of saving. This can be written minus C intercept plus 1 minus B, this Y. At the place of this, we can write MPS. So at the place of this, we can write MPS. This concept will be used while we'll do the numerical question. So this relation we can plot on a graph paper also. We can plot on a graph paper also. Let us see. Here what we can take, you are knowing this 90 degree will be divided into 2, it will be 45 degree line. This is 45 degree line is the income line, C plus S. This is also equal to income, national income. Here we can take A as consumption, saving. Here always we'll take income. So you are knowing this is the C-intercept. C-intercept is equal to, this is the consumption line, C-intercept plus by. This is saving minus C-intercept plus 1 minus by. This is the saving. Let us see, this up is saving. I have written downside, it will be negative saving. This is minus, this is plus. Okay? So we have taken, suppose, let us take this 0. When 0 level of income is there, saving is minus 50. Minus 50 means this is minus 50. This is minus 50. When level of income is 0, this is minus 50. When level of income is 100, it is 0. Level of income is 100, then let us see the saving is equal to how much? 100. When the level of income is 100, the saving is 0. Saving is 0. When the saving is 0, at this point you will see this income and consumption both are equal. When income and consumption both are equal, then there is no saving. Before this point, left side, if you see this consumption is greater than income. After this point, if you see this consumption is less than level of income. This shows when income will increase, consumption will also increase. But when you see the average, the ratio of the consumption and income, you'll find the ratio of consumption and income, it will go on falling. But the ratio of this APS, this goes on increasing. Here 0, 2.5, 0.33, 0.375, 0.40, this will go on increasing. Let us take one, this 100 and saving is 0, 200 and saving is 50. Let us see 200. Here, if we take the 200, we have taken 200. And 200, saving is how much? 50. It means at this point, what will happen? The saving will be 50. Saving will be 50. So, if you divide this 50 divided by 200, this will give us 50 divided by 200, this will give us 0.25. So, at this point, let us say this 200, at this point, this is APS. APS is equal to here 0.25. So, if you see another point, 300 and 100. 300 and 100. If you see 300, if you take 100 over here, 100 saving, and let us see what will be 300. So 300 income and saving is how much? 100. Here let us see this 100 divided by 300, it will be 0.33. So 0.33 is greater than 0.25. What we are saying, this proportionate increase in saving is increasing. So this ratio APS is increasing when level of income is increasing. I think this concept is clear. Let us see marginal propensity to save. How can we calculate the marginal propensity to save? Marginal propensity to save, I told you, is the slope of the saving curve. Slope is calculated here. Let us see this 200 to 300. 200 to 300. The income increases from 200 to 300. And saving increases from 50 to 100. 50 to 100. 50 to 100. It means saving increases. This change in saving is how much? 50. And saving is how much? This change in income is how much? 100. So, this MPS is equal to change in saving divided by change in income. So 50 divided by 100, this is 0.5. This is called slope. And slope, if you see, slope represents that how much of the income goes for, how much of the increase of income goes for consumption. It means how much percentage of the income goes for here saving. Here If you discuss about the consumption, this will be consumption. Here we are discussing saving. Then how much of the income goes for saving? It means 0.5 shows that 50% of the money goes for consumption and 50% of the money goes for saving. I think these two aspects of the propensity to save or saving function is clear to all of you. Okay, thank you.